Justin, what's going on? Leah, what's going on? David Duncan, what's up? Kevin Pope, what's going on? What's going on? Travis, what's going on? Lauren, what's up? Tony Aponte. Justin, what's going on? Mary Jane, Thomas Flood, what's going on? Jason, Keith, Justin, Nicholas, everybody. God, there's a lot of people here this morning. All right, so hey, let's go ahead and start now that we're all pretty much set up here. I want to go ahead and say hey to everybody. It's been a minute. I also want to wish everybody that is going through this crazy time right now. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's keeping their spirits up. It's a little difficult, being in home all day, but you gotta just stay creative. You gotta stay positive, and you just gotta keep pushing. You know what I mean? John, what's going on, man? Melissa, what's going on? Danny Hayes, what's going on? AJ, what's up, bro? I gotta call you later, actually, after this. Let's go ahead and start today. I'm gonna try and keep these relatively short, not too long. I don't wanna bore too many people. But I do want to, give as much information as I possibly can and answer as many questions as you guys might have. I think this is beneficial in a lot of ways because one, I'm not sitting here doing nothing. Two, I think, I could potentially provide some information that might help somebody, looking to expand their rig or anybody that has some gear already, like similar, and they're looking to know how to use it better or anything like that. So let's keep this fun. Let's have a good time. You know what I mean? Caesar Soto, what's up? Steve Moore, what's going on? All right. So let's start off today with the daily announcement. I promised that I would have more of a structured thing going on with these live videos. So let's go ahead and start off with this sip of coffee. All right. So, daily announcement. Today is Monday, March 30th. What day number of quarantine is it? I don't know. But unfortunately, I know we're going to be stuck at home for a little bit longer. So I hope that we can all, again, get through this, stick together, do the responsible thing, stay home, keep your contact to a minimum, if not at all. And, just do what you guys got to do to keep this from spreading around. That's, I guess, the biggest thing. Right now is, anybody could have it. You don't know if you have it, and you don't want to spread it out to anybody. So, all right, enough about that. Let's get into the gear. So tomorrow actually is the release of my first solo single. Yes, I'm going to shamelessly plug my single that is coming out tomorrow. I will have more information on that probably by tonight. And I will have definitely everything blowing up tomorrow. Okay, let's see. Caesar, day 14. Yeah, I know, I've heard. Are you out in the West Coast? I can't remember if you were out in LA or if you were out in Vegas or somewhere over that area, but West Coast regardless. I know you guys have been in there a lot longer. It's been crazy over there. So shout out to you guys. Shout out to you, Caesar. I hope all is good, man. Belinda, what's going on? How's it going? And so where was I? Yes, daily announcements. So tomorrow, again, Rain and Fire, my single is coming out. It will be out tomorrow. We'll have a lot of good times tomorrow, a lot of surprises coming on, the live stream tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I will have much more information on that as well. All right. So, oh, Caesar, you're out in El Paso. I got you. El Paso's nice, man. It's a great little city. Oh, well, I appreciate that. Yeah, Dave, so yeah, I just heard they moved it to April 30th now, so we're gonna be stuck. Keith, how are you, Keith? I'm gonna give your fiance, Mandy, a big shout out as you've asked. I hope you guys are doing okay out there in the UK. Big shout out to you and Keith. Hope you guys are staying healthy. Shout out to all my friends in the UK right now. I know it's a little crazy over there in Europe. So yeah, shout out to you guys. All right, James, what's up? James Quattrini, everybody. Kelly, how's it going? Nurgle, what's up, bro? Stay evil, my friend. Shout out to you with all of your new music coming out with Me and That Man. You guys, if you don't know, Nurgle is the frontman of Behemoth, also the frontman for Me and That Man. Check out his shit. He's got some good stuff going on. Me personally, I'm a big fan of it. So anything that he does, fucking stellar. It's also always artwork, always the best, you know. I appreciate. He's a real artist, so that kind of vision I wish I had. All right, so let's get down into it, huh? All right. Nicole, how's it going? I see you, James. See you drinking. All right, so let's get into this. All right, guys, let's move the camera just a little bit. I'm going to attempt to move this down and get a better view for everybody. And let's get a better view on what's going on over here. So let me try and get this view out here a little bit. Make sure it looks good. All right. So it looks like you guys can all see this better. But let's go ahead and talk about the rig rundown, all right? So what I use live is the Kemper Profiler. I know you guys have probably heard of it. You've probably seen it posted on my page. You've probably seen it posted everywhere, really. A lot of artists, a lot of musicians nowadays, are between modelers, profilers, any kind of, equipment that's getting smaller and more compressed, and obviously sounds good, and the efficiency wise, it's up there. So I chose to go with Kemper. I know a lot of people also use Axe Effects. They also use some of the newer products coming out, especially with Neural coming out with a very high-end modeler, profiler, whatever you want to call it. Other companies is Moore. That's another great company. They've got some pretty good stuff. But for me, I find that the Kemper works the best. To me, it also sounds the best, at least with the certain profiles that I'm using. Yeah. So I have two Kempers. One is my main, and then I have one as a spare or as a backup. One situation I did come across was I had a Kemper. Thankfully, I did have the backup because one of them something happened and it wasn't working properly, so I had to switch everything over to the backup, and I was able to continue the show because, if you don't have another one of these, or if you have another amp or some sort of equipment to help you play guitar, then you're kind of shit out of luck. So I thought it would be safer to have two, they've both served very well. I haven't really had too many issues other than the one time. And to be honest with you, they're pretty roadworthy. You can have them in whatever case. Obviously, I have them in a 14 space rack. I actually got this case offline at eBay. Usually, I tend to find them used, but it was harder to find a 14 space used. So I decided to go with one off of eBay. Price wise, I always try and find the best deal. Brand new, I think they're at least in the $500 or $600 range. But I was thankfully to get this on a pretty decent deal. They were having a sale, so it was about half off. So it was about $350, I think, which also included shipping because these are a pain in the ass to ship. Starting up here, I have a one space rack plate. That a friend of mine works at a print shop, and he was able to customize it with my name and logo on here, which is pretty cool. Also, again, if you're in a situation, where there's a lot of gear around and, you don't want to mess around and hit the wrong stuff. So again, maybe having my name is a good indicator of whose stuff this is, and it doesn't get lost or, any kind of stuff like that as well. I have a Shure ULXD4 wireless system. I will say that I love this wireless. I love this wireless for many reasons. One of the reasons, I was having some severe dropout issues with a different wireless before, and it was the same thing. Digital, ran on a 2.4 gigahertz system, or I'm sorry, frequency band. And unfortunately, a lot of people don't know this, but that frequency band it runs on cell phones and iPads and everything else. So if there's a lot of people with their phones out, and everybody's on the same Wi-Fi or whatever the case is, that can really detrimentally help or hurt your guitar tone, and it really sucks. So I was running into issues like that. So I decided to beef up the system a little bit, and to be honest with you, this Shure wireless unit is fantastic. It's digital. There's almost no signal or tone lack. Like it doesn't suck any of the tone out or anything like that. The only thing I had to do was hit this gain switch here. You basically just monitor how hot your signal is coming in from your guitar, and also from your Kemper, so you can kind of equal it out. And once it sounds good to what you're like, it sounds good. I have a tendency to run the gain a little bit. It's at 0 right now, but believe it or not, it's a little hotter than it would be normally coming out of the Kemper, just to give it that extra, just that little bite, that it's not so apparent, but it's just enough to where like I can hear it, and I tend to like it more. If you notice, I don't have the antennas. Nothing is plugged into the front of any of these units. I have everything plugged into the back. Kemper has an alternate input. I've read things where some people are like, well, it's not really the buffered input, so it doesn't sound as good, or maybe it's too noisy. I have actually not found that to be a problem. Maybe it's because of the updates and stuff since people started doing that. Kemper's corrected the problem and has helped the alternate input in the back. I try and keep everything plugged in, as short cables as possible. I use Klotz cables, and all of the patching is done with Klotz cables. The only cable that I use that is not a Klotz cable is the Ethernet cable running from the Kemper to the floor switcher. That I feel is very beneficial, because wherever your rig is, as long as you have enough Ethernet cable, you can get to your floor switcher. You can tune, you can switch your patches, or you can actually plug your MIDI into a Kemper from your laptop and control it that way. I actually had some experimenting with that, and I had a great time with it. Actually, it was very successful. Maybe we'll be doing something like that in the future with the solo runs and gigs and everything like that. So, my biggest thing is just keeping it efficient, have a backup, and, having some of the better gear to, get some of the better performance. So, it's basically just, trying to ensure myself of not having a rig I need to worry about, or any kind of gear I feel like it's gonna break, or it's on its last leg, because we all go through it. Anything can happen out there, and just having the gear that I feel works best for me, works best in the certain scenarios I put it through, and just being dependable and having a great time with it. So that's important to me, and obviously if it sounds good and does its job, which Kemper has a pretty high efficiency rating, at least for me and a lot of other people that tend to really like it. So moving down, I have a Furman power conditioner. I have it down here. A lot of times people have it up here. To me, I don't really think there was a reason for it. I just kind of put it down here because it has these pull-out lights, and the lights I can shine into my drawers to see what I need to grab, or whatever the case is, quicker, and I guess I can just see it better. This one actually has a great voltage meter, so you can see about what kind of power